Good afternoon, Akash.
Good afternoon, sir.
You are set for the interview, or you want to take some time for it?
No, sir, I'm set for the
Okay. You are working somewhere now?
what? Yes, sir.
You got selected last year through reserve list, and you were working somewhere. Where are you working now?
So no, sir. Just yesterday I got allocation for IRMS. So now I will get the email and the procedure will start now to join.
Okay. Briefly introduce yourself, Akash.
Sir, I am AAKASH OM TRIVEDI. I am 23 years old. I hail from Erandul Taluka, Jalgaon district, Maharashtra. I have done my graduation from IIT Kanpur in computer science engineering. Post that, I decided to prepare for civil services. This was my second attempt. Last year, I got into the reserve list. My hobbies are Vipassana meditation and doing Surya Namaskar.
And you studied in Rajasthan also for a while, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
You were because your family were there, or what?
No, sir. In class 8, I got an opportunity to go to Kota for studies. So that's why I went to Kota and I was there for 5 years.
Okay. Thank you. Vasant sir, kindly go ahead.
Good afternoon, Akash.
Good afternoon, sir.
As you introduce yourself, you are a computer science graduate from IIT Kanpur, a very prestigious institute. Now, in your DAF, you have done something on AI-based GAIA software. What is that? Can you elaborate on that?
So it was during my internship. We were working on the company's flagship project, which is Gaia, which is an AI-based assistant. So it is, you can think of it as an enterprise in-house ChatGPT. So it would be trained on the enterprise data. So the confidential data, it can answer it like a ChatGPT, but train on the data and the security is also there. So all the files would be trained, and then you can ask question like, what was this financial statement? What was the email?
No, carrying on, the AI, there are a lot of apprehensions. Now, recently, there are some people are talking that AI is it's a boom which is going to bust. And it's not going to help or, kind of develop the way it was predicted. Some people are even saying that it has no future. What do you think, in your opinion?
Sir, you rightly mentioned that there has been the perception of AI bubble in the market due to the circular dealings of more than $1 trillion amongst the AI companies. Then we are also seeing that the AI is not able to give the productivity gains that company expected in the beginning. And sir, however, I believe that AI is a transformative technology. So it will have an impact in the long term. But in short term, sir, maybe the company are investing there has been a lot of investment. So there is a scenario that it has gone too much. So maybe it would be slight correction in that thing. But I believe, sir, that it would be a transformative technology that will impact all the sectors in longer run.
Akash, recently, the President of India has sought advisory from Supreme Court. Under which article of Constitution President moved the Supreme Court? What was the subject? And what was, in brief, the opinion rendered by the Supreme Court?
So the article was 143, and the reference was about the previous Supreme Court two-judge bench case about the governor's timelines and also the possibility of giving a governor mandamus. And the Supreme Court response was that there would be no timeline for the governor for signing the bill, but at the same time, in exceptional circumstances, they may provide limited mandamus. So the goal was that there should be separation of power, but at the same time, governor should behave in a responsible manner to not hinder the will of the people.
What was this earlier used referred to two-bench judgment? What was the judgment?
So it was in case of the governor who were holding the bill. So that's why the Supreme Court said that there should be a timeline of 1 month and 3 months if the bill is reserved, and after that the bill will automatically be passed. And also the Supreme Court can provide mandamus to governor to pass it.
So with this advisory opinion, do you think that judgment stands or that judgment gets repeated?
Sir, I believe that judgment has been overturned in significant manners because the timeline has been removed, and they also mentioned that judiciary will.
Listen to me for my question carefully. Does that judgment stands repealed, or will that judgment stay?
The previous judgment of two judge bench.
Previous judgment.
Sir, in my limited understanding, it would be repealed.
Okay. Okay. Then coming to a different thing. See, the old Indian Penal Code, Criminal Procedure Code, Indian Evidence Act. All these three acts were repealed in 2023 and new acts were brought in their place. Can you name those three acts which have been brought into place? And can you tell me very briefly significant changes as compared to old acts?
So the three acts are firstly the BNS. The BNS has simplified. It has segregated a lot of sections like the crimes against women and children have been segregated together to simplify the progress. Then we have added provisions of community punishment, and also we have added new provisions, say, of terrorism, organized crime, mob lynching in the BNS. Then we have BNSS, which has allowed for digital evidences, and also not digital evidence but digital trials, sir. And also we have timelines, and also the more, if the imprisonment is for more than 7 years, then forensic is also being added compulsorily. And sir, the evidence act has been updated, in which we will have digital evidence also added. And mm, yes sir, this is what I can remember.
Okay. Akash, with your background of computer sciences, what changes you can bring in day-to-day administration which will improve the functioning?
Sir, I believe I can use a lot of my knowledge of computer science. Firstly, sir, the knowledge of AI. I believe, sir, AI can effectively be used for personalizing the services and also personalized assistant or grievance redressal. I can build, say, a personalized assistant for service delivery and grievance redressal. Then also AI can be used in policy making and also in various governance application. For example, in education sector for improving learning outcome. Then, sir, the other technologies such as blockchain can be used for land record management. Then, sir, quantum technology can be used to build on the quantum technology and quantum key communication and storage mechanisms.
You have been a member of football team in your college or in your studies.
Yes.
Why football does not see as much as traction as cricket in India?
So there are multiple reasons for this thing. The first thing is that, sir, football reach or popularity is limited to few pockets such as West Bengal or Kerala compared to cricket. Cricket which popularity is across pan India. Then secondly, sir, in cricket our team is able to compete on global level and win at global level, whereas, sir, our FIFA team is not able to participate in FIFA World Cup and its ranking is comparatively poor. Then thirdly, sir, cricket has a proper ecosystem and IPL as a franchisee that attracts a lot of viewership. Whereas in football, ISL, it is facing internal issues also and it lacks the popularity as people prefer European competition because of the quality.
No, I asked you why football doesn't have that place, because it is a much cheaper game than cricket. A simple ground and one ball
Yes,
can make the players play at a very low cost, except you need a ground.
yes.
Maybe cricket, you need full kit, you need a lot of things, and why we are not able to push it?
So the reasons why we are not able to push it. Firstly, sir, the people's perception and popularity that in India the students and all the people are more interested in cricket rather than football. And secondly, sir, we lack lot of good coaches in football, and also the whole ecosystem about football having the grassroots scouting or grounds for training.
Okay. Thank you, Akash.
Thank you, sir.
Kindly go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. Hi, Akash. So, to add on to Sir's saying, don't you think it's also a colonial legacy that cricket is coming, is one which is pushed and becoming famous?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I missed that point. Yes, ma'am. Colonial legacy is also there because cricket was, in fact, in football also we have colonial legacy, but cricket was something that was associated across pan India, whereas football was limited to few pockets.
So, do you know the country, a small country which was recognized in the FIFA recently? The FIFA team was joined as a FIFA team.
Ma'am, there is a small island, I think CO Waldre. I'm not able to exactly recall the name, but they were able to participate in FIFA World Cup despite having small population.
Okay. So you have done this internship in Cohesity. Can you elaborate on that? What was your learning from that?
So, ma'am, during my internship, firstly, I work on the AI-based Gaia project. So, ma'am, I was able to learn the AI skills, and that skill I can use in administration. Then, secondly, ma'am, I was able to work under the CTO. So, I was able to learn that how leadership at top position, how they develop the product from the scratch, and how they are able to coordinate with people. And thirdly, ma'am, the problem-solving skills. Whenever I was stuck in some problems, was something that was.
So don't you think AI is violating IPR rules? Because basically, if I want any books, any summary of any books, I can see it. And the author's IPR is being violated. How do we, but we need information, right? So how is the balance can be done?
Ma'am, you rightfully mentioned that there has been a lot of copyright IPR cases against a lot of AI companies are going on because they, without permission, have gone ahead with using it for training data. Ma'am, to balance it, we are also seeing that the content which is behind the paywall, it should remain behind the paywall, and AI should essentially only be trained for the content which is accessible to everyone. And for that could be one of the mechanisms, ma'am. Secondly, there should be proper consent taken from the people who have IPR. They should be properly paid the amount, and then only the data should be used for training, because otherwise the new data, the people will be reluctant to create new data.
Don't you think that this privacy issue that we see, and we cannot restrict this internet service regulator, I mean intermediaries, internet service intermediary, but still the privacy of a person is very important. Those who send a message or those who forward it. So how we can regulate social media, and in case balance the users' rights as well as the consumers, I mean the information gatherers' rights.
So, ma'am, we have IT rules and digital media guidelines that are present, that the social media will ensure the freedom, but in case there is some content that government feels that it violates the right or it can have negative impact, then government can ask the social media company to take down that post. So that could be one of the mechanism. Secondly, ma'am, social media companies can in-house develop the mechanism so that they can protect the encryption, end-to-end encryption, but at the same time, sorry, ma'am, they can flag the content that can be harmful or that is against the guidelines of the companies. So in that manner, they can balance it.
Do you know about Chandra Namaskar?
Sorry, ma'am, I haven't heard of that.
Okay, so tell me the best time to do Surya Namaskar and who should not be doing it.
Ma'am, the best time is in the morning when you do it in the sunlight, because we also get the benefit of vitamin D. And who should not do it, ma'am, because Surya Namaskar can lead to a lot of exertion on back pain, especially in the Bhujangasana, lower back pain. So somebody with lower back pain, and also there are other asanas. So somebody, we can also modify asanas as per somebody's health requirement, but it can be done with it can be done with little flexibility by a lot of section of society.
Okay. There are different kinds of meditation, right?
Yes.
So what do you think is the best form of meditation?
Ma'am, I believe that the best form depends upon person to person. The goal of all the meditation is mindfulness. So, as per one individual inclination and what meditation form he find best suited to him, it should be there. So, in my personal case, it was Vipassana because I went to the 10-day course. So, that had significant impact to me. But it depends upon individual to individual.
Okay, my last question is, what is the Fibonacci series that we were able to get through?
Means, ma'am, get through.
I mean, the largest digits of Fibonacci series that we were able to process.
Ma'am, I need to read about it. Like you are mentioning the largest digit of Fibonacci, like largest digit.
The recent computers, the supercomputers that were able to process the Fibonacci series, right?
Ma'am, I need to read about this.
Fine. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
You come from Maharashtra Parbhani district, isn't it?
Yes, sir. I was born there.
You were born there. You ever stayed in that place? You understand the locality and the people and their problems?
So in my holidays, I used to go there. So I have stayed there for a few weeks.
They say it's one of the poorest district in Maharashtra.
Yes, sir.
Say, if you are posted as district magistrate in your place, what would be your priority for development there?
So as you rightfully mentioned, that it is amongst the poorest districts in Maharashtra because it lies in the rain shadow region and it has low industrialization. So the measures that I will take is, firstly, sir, to address the water shortage in the area, I will shift towards micro irrigation and watershed management, learning from the Ravelgaon Siddhi model, and also crop diversification in long term, so that people grow millet. Then, sir, secondly, for industrialization, I can start with agro-processing industries and their cluster, so that the farmers will also get better remuneration and also the jobs will all be created. And gradually, sir, we can attract more industries towards the cluster. About the services sector, we can leverage the universities present in Parbhani so that they can provide proper skillings for the services, and we can have special skillings, say, for AI and the emerging technologies.
But you grow quite a lot of fruits and vegetable in your district, don't you? And textile is also one of the like main industry out there. Whatever small industries are there on textiles in Parbhani, isn't it? And you are quite far up from Mumbai, Pune, and Nasik. How far is Hyderabad from your district?
So exact distance, I don't know, but it is close compared to Pune and Mumbai.
So don't you think you are already having horticulture and like cotton crops in your place? And if you have processing and industries based on that, with better communication with both Mumbai, Pune, as well as Hyderabad, would that be good for your development or not? Because after so many years of independence, in this Marathawada region, this particular place was part of the Hyderabad area.
Nizam.
Yeah, Nizam. So people there think they have been neglected. What is your take on this? Are they really neglected by those who are in power in Mumbai, or there is something else?
So definitely, rightfully you mentioned that the Marathwada region has cultural ties, also historical ties with the Hyderabad and Nizam region, and we can build on the connectivity corridor, improving the connectivity. We can leverage that. Sir, about the neglect, sir, I believe, sir, there is not a neglect but a developmental deficit, because the government is trying with the Jal Yukt Shivar mission. Then also government is trying to provide the farmers with better yield, and the loan waiver is also done to address the debt distress and farmer suicide. But sir, I believe more can be done to solve the structural problems in agriculture.
You are sounding little apologetic, isn't it? because this particular region, it is rich with so many things, but in terms of sex ratio, in terms of literacy, in terms of development, it is lagging behind. And nobody from outside would ever justify in Marathwada region, this particular district lagging behind other places in Maharashtra. Maharashtra is a developed state. So why sex ratio should not be improving in your district? What is the sex ratio in that place? You know that?
No, sir, exact data I'm not aware of.
Do you know about the All India sex ratio?
Yes, sir. It is 929 of all India.
Okay. Okay. Let's forget about that.
Yes, sir. But definitely, sir, we need to work on the HDI indicators also of the district, because apart from the normal development, the social development also lags behind. So the saturation of the schemes and also promoting the girl education and other mechanisms needs to be done.
Tell me, if you become IAS officer or IPS officer or the foreign service officer that you have opted for now, your knowledge of computer science and mathematics particularly, focus on mathematics,
Yes.
how would that help?
Sir, so I would break down the benefit of mathematics in two manners. One is the direct manner, like how I can directly use the mathematical skills. Sir, so I believe, say, in administration, I can use the mathematical skills for optimization, such as use of linear programming for optimization, then statistics for better budgeting and better planning, policy planning, and also the use of mathematical skills to build the various AI tools or technological things that require mathematical understanding. Then, sir, indirect, I believe, sir, that mathematics give you a problem solving attitude and a structural and logical way of addressing any problem. So I believe this skill can be used to solve any challenges that I can face in governance.
But don't you think, being a scientist yourself, you would have contributed more than coming to administration, because with your background in IIT and all, you could do better as a scientist. And then at the policy making level, would that be more beneficial or directly work as civil servant? Which one is better?
Sir, I believe both the scientist and civil servant have the role to play for the nation development. Sir, I worked an internship to understand that whether I had inclination towards, say, computer science, AI development. Though I found it interesting, sir, but I believe that my inclination was towards joining policy making and implementation of schemes and using my knowledge for administration and governance. That's why, sir, I opted for civil services.
In your entire interview, you have been defending use of computer science and artificial intelligence to a large extent. Okay. Do I get a feeling that you feel human brains are playing subservient role to machines like computer? Or the human brain which has created computer is better than the machine? What is your take? Why should human brain be dependent so much on AI and computer? What does it help?
Sir, I believe that AI or machine should not make the decision. They should complement the humans or in making more informed choices. Because, sir, a human should always remain in the loop while making a decision making. Because, sir, AI first lacks the compassion and humanistic angle. So, because of, say, one particular gap or lacuna in the form, it may deny a welfare beneficiary their right. Then secondly, sir, AI also has biases because it is trained on a data or historical data which inherent has biases. So that's why we need human which can think in an objective manner and which can identify those biases and work on that. Sir, and human also has the creative element that machine may not be able to find in many scenarios. So I believe that machine can assist in better decision making, but the final decision should always be done by human in a humanistic manner.
But for taking a decision, empathy and understanding emotions are very important, which is lacking in computer, isn't it?
Yes.
And there is possibility of computer or AI providing misleading information sometime.
Yes.
That is also there.
Yes, sir.
So those pitfalls, how do you manage?
Sir, so as I mentioned, sir, that firstly there should always be a human in the loop. So the final decision should always be done by human, because the human will then be able to add the emotion and the angle to it. Secondly, sir, the data checks and data audit should be done in a regular manner, so that we can identify the biases that can be there beforehand. Thirdly, sir, the algorithm should be transparent, so that any active citizen can identify any gaps or possible biases in algorithm, and so that we cannot have mechanisms. And fourthly, sir, there should be proper grievance redressal. So if anybody feels that due to the machine or data there has been some grievance, then they can address it, and the human will address it or look it into the whole issue again.
Okay. My last question to you. You practice Vipassana meditation.
Yes, sir.
To a person who does not know anything about it, just define very briefly. Mind you, I practice meditation, Vipassana meditation myself. So, but you are explaining it to somebody who does not know about it.
So Vipassana means to see things as they are. So in this meditation, we will not do anything extraordinary. We would just focus on the sensation of the body, and the goal is that we should stay equanimous and stay in the present, and stay equanimous regardless of what sensation we are feeling in the body. So it is a meditation which wants you to change your habit pattern of reacting to the situation and converting it into maintaining equanimity in all scenarios.
Okay. How would this help you in administration? One learning from Vipassana which could be applicable in administration.
So there are many learnings. The one learning definitely is, if a person stay equanimous due to Vipassana, then he can handle the various challenges of navigating various stakeholders. Maybe the stress due to some work. So even in those scenarios, in challenging scenarios, he will be able to stay calm and focus on his duty in clear manner. And secondly, sir, I believe Vipassana also leads to dissolution of one's ego, as it also has Mitta Bhavana, which focuses on compassion, of giving the calmness or giving back to the thinking about other people also. And sir, this is the crucial aspect of administration, that it is for the service of the people.
Okay, that's all from us.
Thank you, sir.
How did your interview go today?
Sir, in few things like the sex ratio and about Parbhani, sir, I need to work upon. And sir, in few answers of the first panel member, sir, I maybe was not able to directly address the questions that he was asking. So maybe I should have paused and thought more.
Okay, Vasant sir, your take, please.
One, you have to listen to the question very, very carefully. No, that's very important. And second, you got to be precise in your answer. Third, where you don't know, so it's better to say that I don't know, I'll read about it, rather than answering the question. And you have to keep yourself up to date with what is happening around you till the day of interview. A lot of things will be happening. So you have to read it very carefully. What are the Supreme Court judgments? What issues are involved? And you have to be clear about it. That's the most important thing, rather than reading and knowing about it. More than that, because as an administrator, future administrator, you got to know these things. You have to be aware, because then only you can help and serve the public. Second, you have to also be ready with issues pertaining to the developments in your academic discipline. Because a lot of things are happening in the field of computer engineering and all those things related to AI, the regulation of AI, the use of AI in day-to-day administration. A lot of things are happening which you must be aware, and you should be able to tell the panel if it is. I think with that advice, you should be able to do it. And as last but not the least, as mentioned, you should know about Maharashtra, where you were born. This take important. Even if you're not stayed there, still you are expected to know something about that. That is important. So wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Madhviji.
Akash, to the questions sir asked, if you're not able to get it, please don't guess it.
Yes.
Okay, you can say I'm not able to get it, sir. I'll read about it or I'll get back with that. You can mention that. And also for certain questions sir asked, you have to say, sir, I beg to, but your answer was very good. But you can say, sir, I beg to differ, sir. There was no neglect, but there was something else you said. That was a good answer. But you have to say, I beg to differ, sir.
Yes.
This is the respect that you give to the panel members.
Mm.
And of course, your approach is very good. Your observation is very good. But even for the football, the small country that you mentioned, if you're not able to get it, sir, I forgot the name.
Mm.
And you just don't guess it. Even for the Supreme Court judgment also, it was not repealed. Please don't guess it.
Yes, ma'am. I will. Mm.
Okay. And you had a deep understanding, but you have to calm down and answer. In the initial part, in the later part, you picked up. But in the initial
Yes,
part,
ma'am.
you're very nervous and you have to calm down and don't say, in my little understanding.
Mm.
Don't make yourself very small. That should be avoided. In my little understanding, the best knowledge that I have.
Mm.
Don't keep yourself down. So that should be avoided.
Okay, ma'am.
And otherwise, you are very good. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. I think you've done pretty well, but only thing is to hold on for a while, because when you are responding, you are doing it in a hurry sometimes, Just be composed and respond and give your best. And there will be no excuse for you not understanding anything about your native place.
Yes.
So do little more on that, because when people would be asking you questions about Maharashtra, about Delhi is your center, problem
Mm.
Delhi, people would be asking about Maharashtra, people would be asking about regional diversity in Maharashtra is a big question. Politics in Maharashtra is a big question. Then Rajasthan also, you stayed pretty long. So
Mm.
I think all these things, you got to prepare a little more and
Mm.
prepare a little more intensively. And my advice to you would be regarding your own district and state, you got to be a little more thorough, because on your subjects, I think you are good enough. But whenever you are responding to things, you got to think for a while and then pause and respond. That will be much better.
Mm.
Okay? Don't be in a hurry.
Mm.
Give your best and give concise answers. Don't have to beat around the bushes.
Mm.
So you'll do well. But you need intensive preparation on some area that we have identified. I think you got to do it. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
All the best.